Yo, welcome to MUHOMBO Live, and today I'm very happy to welcome also Mr. Daniel Mugume. Welcome, Baba.
Thank you for inviting me once again.
All right, so today we are going to discuss about African football and Indian cricket. There are so many things which are different when you go to Africa. In the case of sports, one of the sports which is mostly famous in Africa is football. Okay, basketball also, but football is most famous than football is most famous than basketball.
Yeah.
And if you come in the same way in India, cricket is like the sport which is almost everywhere. So we have just to discuss a little bit about football in Africa, and then cricket in India, and then cricket in India.
Another culture to learn.
Another place to know. Learn from the other side of the world.
Know about other life.
With MUHOMBO Live.
So welcome back to the MUHOMBO Live, and today we're going to discuss about the African football and Indian cricket. I'm sure, as I introduced it at the beginning, these are some of the events which people don't want to miss, either it's be in India or in Africa. When it's come to cricket, nobody wants to miss cricket when there is a competition of cricket. And in Africa also, when it comes to football, nobody wants to miss football in Africa when there is any competition of football. So, Mr. Daniel, how you as a foreigner did you perceive how did you know about cricket before coming to India?
I knew cricket in my high school when I started playing cricket before I came here in India. Then that's how I got to discover more of nations that are involved more in cricket and professional cricket, such as England, Australia, New Zealand, and India.
Okay, so basically you practiced cricket even before coming to India.
Yeah.
Well, that's a different case for me, which I never knew what was cricket before coming to India. I didn't have any idea about cricket, and that it's one of the things which even comes to my mind right now. There was a game, I remember cricket, that it was among these games. I don't know if you can know them, the Nintendo games.
Oh,
and there was a game which it's now that I'm remembering that it was cricket, but we never understood it. Someone has to throw something, then another one beat it in a kind of corner. We were confused if it was baseball,
but for the case of your country, there is no how cricket would have been there, because you were colonized by the French, and most countries which were colonized by the British, they practice cricket to some extent.
All right. So cricket is for British guys.
Yeah. So
right.
Some went on to continue with cricket.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from what you know after being here in India, how did you see or how did you find Indians reacting over football? What is your side of view on the perception of Indians on football?
Well, I've found out that actually football is, to be sincere, not popular, especially in this kind of part of the western part of India I am.
Okay.
But I believe that it might be more popular in the southern part, because I've seen in movies and people trying to talk about football and
Sudani from Nigeria.
But football is not that popular here in India compared to Africa.
But what do you think makes that India football is not popular in India? Is it again the influence of the colonialists, or?
I think it's because I believe the British must have promoted both the sports, football and cricket. But I think when the Indians found themselves to be more good in cricket, so they decided to promote the sport even more than their sport. Actually, cricket is not even the national sport of India.
Okay.
Because they are trying to promote kabaddi.
Oh yeah. I remember. Kabaddi is one of the other sports which I don't understand what's going on. I just see people kind of running around, and
it's sort of like wrestling.
Yeah. I don't understand also what's going on with Kabaddi. I would like one day to try it. Yeah. And you mentioned before that you knew and you practiced cricket before coming here. So how is cricket in Africa compared to here in India, according to you?
Cricket in Africa is sort of not popular. It's not popular at all.
Yes.
And few people in Uganda actually play cricket or even know about it. And few schools do participate in this game. and yeah, it's not popular like here, because here everywhere on streets, everyone, local people, even without enough equipment, just a bat and a tennis ball, people still play cricket. And little children, you find them with their parents buying them light plastic bats to play, which you can't find in Africa.
So what do you think is the cause which makes that, even in a country like Uganda where they practice cricket, what makes that cricket is not that famous? Because it can be a good sport, but what makes that is not famous like that?
What makes it not famous, it's because the sports department generally in Africa are underfunded. They are not well funded. So you find most sports are just surviving on donations from other major countries which are interested in these sports. And so you find basically people are also investing in on their own to play the sports because they love it. So I would say like that's one of the reasons why cricket is not popular in Africa.
And according to how you have been following cricket, which countries in Africa plays the best cricket?
It's obvious it's South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there any influence of Indians in the South African team of cricket?
Yeah, they are both whites, Indians and blacks.
Oh, like in the team they're whites, Indians and black?
Yeah, because like there are white South Africans who were born there and they stay there. So
okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah. So let's talk about football in India. What do you know about football in India? Jesus forgive them. What do you know about football in India?
Well, I would say what my perception about football in India, it's just from a movie. Other than that, I have not seen any news articles or anything about the Indian football, apart from a game which I watched. It was, I think, India versus, was it, I think, Saudi Arabia. I don't remember
like,
very well.
There is one joke which I don't know if it's true or not, like which Nigerians usually say, that Nigeria had a match with India, and I don't know, they scored them, I don't know, 1,000-1, something like that. Okay, obviously maybe it's a joke, but
that's a joke. That wouldn't be possible.
So India in football, they just don't practice football.
Yeah, generally they practice football because at school we have football pitches, but even there are football tournaments around, and some students do, African students do join these tournaments. But football is not as popular as cricket. Okay,
and what do you think makes that football is not popular in India? You mentioned first that cricket is not popular in Africa because of funds, because of means, and the Indian the African government might not be willing to invest in sports. But in India, it's not the case. If they are able to get enough money to practice cricket, that means they can get enough money to practice also football. So why don't they practice it, according to you?
I'm sure they do. Like, I'm sure they have all the resources, but it's just that the people, when you meet Indian people, the first question they ask you is whether you know cricket, whether you know MS Dhoni, or whether you know Brian Lara, because he's sort of Africanish.
I've seen that so many of them even say like cricket, it's a religion for them. So like cricket is just a mainstream sport.
So I don't think it's more, maybe it's more favored, but I don't think they overlook football and don't care about it. I think football is also well cared about, such as the pitches like you can see at school, even in other places around the city. It's just that it's not a mainstream sport among Indians.
How do crickets impact Indians from what you have seen? How do crickets change lives of Indians?
Yeah, I can say it brings joy because like IPL has started and you'd see very many people posting on social media, posting their celebrities like Virat Kohli, all that kind of thing. And I would say it impacts people's lives by
I remember
just like
recently,
any other sport bring joy and also entertainment.
I remember recently when the news of was it, can I call it retirement or
The retirement of MS Don.
exactly, like people were sad, like you could see that people didn't like it. It was as if they lost. It really shows how it brings them joy. Okay, then on the side of Africa, how do you think football help or impacts Africans?
I would say pretty much the same. Entertainment and joy. For example, when you someone supporting a certain team, when it loses, you see the way how they become sad. Even some poor, generally someone gets a heartbreak. So like these sports, what they have done to us is like they have created some kind of bond. Like you find someone is willing to fall in love with the team and even cry.
I get it.
Like you find there is this kind of love that is created between a person and a sports team, which you can't get, which that kind of love which can't be given to any other person. Even like people divorce, but people, you find someone's team never wins any trophy or any major thing in the competition, but you find someone is sticking to that team.
Sure. Okay, before we finish, there is something which I wanted that you give me your opinion about. When I was searching online about cricket, the best of everything was basically from India. Yes, of course, there's so many other best. I don't know it's batting.
Batting, bowling.
All those stuff.
Keeping,
So many of the best are basically Indians. And you can see that it's not their sport, but the best are from them. And it's something which I liked. But when you come to Africa, the best, of course, in football, you can find that so many of them are originated in Africa. They are playing in outside teams. But Africa itself, they are not the best in football. Like when you go to international competitions like the World Cup and other things. What do you think is the reason of that? That Africans can be good when they're in others people's team, but they are not good in their own teams?
I think it's because basically they don't practice a lot with their teams, and also because I've watched some games, like you find people like Sadio Mane, when they go back to their teams, you find when you compare the international games, like these people, they are playing with professional players, they are playing with the best in the world, they are playing on well-maintained pitches, very fine, nice pitches. But when they come back home, because as obviously, like as I've said, sports are not well funded. You find like
the government doesn't put enough.
You find
into
like
it.
the pitches are not good. You find like basically very motivating for such international players, and obviously, like you find their teams when they come back, everyone is looking up to them to be like them, to also be on an international team. But
all right, again,
so now you find like he's the only person who is being looked up to, and it kind of creates a problem for them, maybe also not to do all that good.
So I
compared
think
to rather when for example countries like England, when they are playing football, most of their national team players, they are all playing for international clubs. So when the players come back from wherever clubs they are from, they are all international players.
Exactly.
There's no one who needs to look up to any of the other. So that's why you see like for them they continue to flourish, and that's why you see like here in India you find like people who are the best in everything, because IPL is like basically like the way how you see the English Premier Football League, because not like they are the only people who play football. Football is played everywhere, but that's the popular league. And here IPL, that's the popular league. Like you find white commentators, you find whites coming to join IPL teams here. So basically that's it, if I can say.
So I think we can't blame the African footballers but the problem is that they are not in the good conditions to prosper like international.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's good. And yeah, I think it's all about understanding one place from another. If Africans, they can be more into football, I think there are so many parameters which made it to be so. And the same way, if Indians became more into cricket, there are so many parameters which made it to be so. And yeah, for me, I don't know anything about cricket. I even wanted to know about it, but I don't know how should I know about it. Maybe I should watch many matches or get someone to explain it to me. But I even until now I don't know anything about cricket. And the way I've been seeing Indians have been active on cricket, the thing which I loved the most is how they are best on their things and then they are best internationally. Even if in Africa, yes, we love football and yes, it's popular for us, but we still have a problem is that our players are good in others people's team. You will find the team of France is just full of black people and they spend a lot in buying those players. Okay, not that they even spend a lot. They spend few in buying those players and then those players bring a lot into their teams. And it's not something which, for me, I don't judge it to be good because if we can't give value to our own place and then bring too much into others people's stuff, I think it's something which we need to review. So thank you so much, man, for discussing with me about cricket and football. Like I didn't know anything about cricket. You have just revealed so many things to me, and I hope from what you just revealed to me, I will get time and learn more about cricket. So thank you.